As the clock strikes 7, the vibes alive. Inner circles here, where voices thrive. Turn on your screens, let the magic unfold. Listening and healing as stories are told. Come on, come on, this is your time. No topics too tough, just heed the call. From mental health woes to justice we seek. Together we rise for the strong and the meek. A safe space for all, let's lift every voice. Inner Circle podcast where hearts unite. Sharing our truths, bringing hope to the light. Community strong, we're never alone. Together as one, we've created a home. With laughter and love, we break down the walls. No topics too tough, just heed the call. From mental health woes to justice we seek. Together we rise for the strong and the meek. A safe space for all, let's lift every voice. So join the conversation, let's set the tone. In a Circle podcast where love is well known.
Welcome to all our guests out there. Welcome, folks. Again, it's your boy here, Abe Kamara, back at you every Friday. We took a different turn, during the week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, we discuss issues affecting our community. And on Friday, we took a different turn wherein, we focus on business or finance. To me, money is very important, right? It's something that a lot of people feel is a boring topic, but so every Friday we'll come to you with our weekly business and finance. We call it weekly business and finance fire chat, where we discuss business, we discuss finance. Normally we have a guest here, but today we just want to know, we just want to let you know what this is going to be about every Friday, right? We'll bring immigrant guests here, entrepreneurs, folks from all over the United States that have, maybe that have a African store, that have an insurance business, that have a healthcare business, just to feature those folks on this program to educate folks out there who maybe someone is trying to establish a small business, you don't know how to get started. To me, it's like I think business space, business is very important. We need to, as immigrants, as blacks, especially from Africa, we need to focus on how can we build generational wealth. That is very, very dear to my heart. I like to highlight positivity, like to, I feel sometimes the folks that are making the folks that are making the most noise in our community, right, are the whole party folks, folks on social media, folks going to the club every weekend, all these, immigrant business owners out there, you don't hear about them. All these producers, right? Most of us are consumers, but all these producers out there, you don't hear about them. So this is your community show. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we discuss different issues. We discuss, social issues that are impacting the community. But on day like this on a Friday, we call it our weekly business and finance fire chat, where we share knowledge, share ideas. Normally we have business folks on here, local immigrant entrepreneurs that we want to highlight. We want to make sure like these folks are coming explaining that story, like folks that want to maybe someone started a business 5 years ago, right? Our couple of guests we have on here on Fridays, come here and tell us how they got started in business, what motivated them, and things like that. I think we need to do more of that in our community. We need to have highlighting immigrant entrepreneurs coming here from Africa or wherever, so immigrant you from, right? You come here America, you have to assimilate. The hardest thing sometimes even to establish a business. So it's like we want to highlight those success stories. As I said, to me, money is very important to me. I value money because If you don't have money, man, it's a boring topic in our community. A lot of folks don't want to talk about money because maybe when someone talking about money, they are boasting. I'm not talking about that kind of money where you showing folks are you wearing Gucci or you wearing Louis Vuitton. I'm talking about investing. I'm talking about establishing a business. Like you won't even believe Warren Buffett does not drive a luxury car, right? It's one of the richest men in the world, right? Drive a 1960, whatever car. So I think to me, business is very important. It drives the conversations. It's what everyone, those that are successful in business, I think they are the one. The producers are the one ruling the world. The Elon Musk, the Mark Zuckerberg. If you're on Facebook, you got WhatsApp account, you got Instagram account. Mark Zuckerberg is running that stuff. And guess what? Facebook stock price is in the 500. When that company deal beat it back in 2013 or 2012, it was $26. Today, Facebook is 500 and some more dollars. So it's like those are the folks that are producing that are ruling the world. So every Friday we'll come on here, right? It's a boring topic. For me, I believe finance and money is a boring topic to a lot of people, especially in our community. It's a very boring topic, but I feel it's important that we discuss those things. How can we build generational wealth in our community? How can we have folks, right, that are just successful driving business conversations? It's like we need to build black wealth, immigrant wealth, you know, and we live in a country in an economy that's $29 trillion. So there's so much opportunity. There's so much to do. There's so much you can gain from this country. America is the greatest country in the world. There's so much business opportunity. The last few guests I've had on here, some of them are into healthcare. The last guest we had last Friday is into the weight losing business, right? She called her business like holistic by Jendea, right? In that she's selling weight loss products. We have folks who own African stores. We have folks who own group home. Like healthcare. I think business is very, very important, and we need to, and that's what this show is about, right? Yeah, Inner Cycle Podcast is a community show. Finance is boring to a lot of people, but I feel financial education is the most important education. If you know how to manage your money, if you know how to manage yourself, success takes us a long way. Whoever said money is the root of all evil, man, I don't know about you, but here, man, money to me is not the root of all evil. It depends how you use your money. But to me, I love fun, I love freedom, and money gives you the freedom to do whatever you want to do in the world, right? It's like you just have to do it the right way. So every Friday we're gonna come here. We'll have entrepreneur guests here, immigrant entrepreneurs, immigrant business leaders. We come here and educate you how they got started in business, to explain that immigrant journey, explain their whatever ideas they got to share with us and with you. So that's what this show is about every Friday. So just to let you know, if you are in the Philadelphia area, you are in Dallas, you are a business owner, you want to appear here on a Friday, just to have a conversation, to share ideas. That's why we don't do a lot in our community. We do not share ideas. Everybody want to do things by themselves. When you tell the person, maybe the person going to steal your ideas. Sometimes don't worry about that. Whoever going to steal your ideas, doesn't really matter. It's like if you are confident about your idea, if you are confident about what you're doing, take it and run with it. So, Inner Cycle Podcast every Friday will be here at you at 5 p.m. You know, telling you it's like as you said, we call it our weekly business and finance fire chat where we'll discuss, you know, money. We'll discuss business. We'll discuss finance because we live in a country, the greatest country in the world, an economy that is $29 trillion, right? That is, if you can America, you won't see millionaires that are millionaires. Billionaires is like, man, so many of them. It's a country where in like the sky's the limit, and we need to embrace that. I know most of us work 9 to 5, 8 to 5, two jobs, just trying to make ends meet. But we need to embrace those things, right? It's like to me, as I said, I value money, finance, financial education. Again, as I said, it is the greatest education in the world. So to all those listening to us out there, our podcast, our show, It's 3 days a week. So Tuesdays and Thursdays we discuss various issues that are impacting our community. And on Friday, we want to highlight entrepreneurs, immigrant entrepreneurs, business leaders that are immigrants that are coming here and making impact. So today, I want to hear from you. How's your personal economy? Meaning, like, how are things going for you? We live in a country right now, right? Prices are high. Inflation. Since the COVID-19. A lot of you go to the grocery store sometimes, you like before by the time you put few stuff in your card, it's like when you go to check out, it says $200. So it's like, how's your personal economy? You can comment, you can call us. Our number is 817-600-1525. How's your personal economy? How are you doing out there? How are you coping in this economy? We know it's not easy. How are you coping? To me, money is very important. If you avoid money business, like it's a weekend, right? You're gonna maybe go to club, there's a party out there, a baby shower, maybe you want to go to the store to buy something. Money is very important. But in our immigrant community, especially Liberians, we avoid money topic. We don't want to discuss anything about money. But to me, I believe it's like we have to have these conversations, right? We can't just have man woman conversation all the time, partying all the time. We have to have money conversations. That's the reason, it's like to me, if you're traveling in America, you know how to manage your money, you have your business, maybe you have an African store, you have something going out there for you, you have an online store. Money is very, very important. We need to have those conversations, these conversations in our community. The one thing I think if I look back on my life, if I could have had financial education early, because just look at the stock market, right? Right now the stock market is at a record. It's at a record. 5 years ago, the Dow Jones Industrial was like 19K. Today's end at a record, right? Like 43,000. Dow Jones Industrial, right? It's just like the top companies in America. The stock market is setting record every day. We have a 401k. You probably seen that. But for me, not only with my 401k, I also try to do like, you know, I call myself, a day trader. Where like I just see some stocks, I go on there, buy some stocks and just monitor them and see how they are doing. We need to take advantage of the opportunities we have here in this country. So that's why again I said, Cycle Podcast every Friday will come at you. Normally, we have a guest here, that will come and explain to you how they got started in business, what they are doing with their life. We need to highlight success stories. Okay, we need to highlight success stories because it's a conversation that we avoid in our community. Oh, it's so boring. I don't want to talk about money. The only people who sometimes worship, maybe they may have a Range Rover or the girl has a Range Rover, but like, oh yeah, she got a Range Rover or how you got a Range Rover. That's not so much, important. We need to start investing. For me, as I said, I'm a day trader. I invest in stocks. It's something I love to do sometimes just to, because I like to know what's going on in the market. And investing is very, very important. If you're not into, oh, that thing is so risky, it's so difficult, it's so tough, you can you can easily get into those things, right? It's like my favorite. It's easy to get into the stock market. That's a favorite. That's the thing I like to do. I know a lot of people, or maybe Liberians or Africans, will say, "Oh, gosh, it's so risky. You're going to lose money." The thing is, man, every rich person in America, every millionaire, billionaire, whoever in America, they don't have their money in a bank account or in real estate. What they have their money is in the stock market. Elon Musk is the richest man in the world, not through Tesla as a company, but through Tesla stocks and other investments that he has. Mark Zuckerberg just became the second richest man in the world. Not because Mark Zuckerberg owns Facebook or Meta, as he calls his company right now, but because Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook or Meta, because they don't call it Facebook anymore. The company name is Meta. Meta, which is Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and all those stuff, right? He own like 70% of that company. Today, Facebook is worth 500 and some more dollars. That stock price. So it's making him the what? The second richest man in the world. You ask yourself, how can I go about investing in the stock market? Don't get me wrong, I'm not here giving you financial advice. It's risky. It's something like, if you don't, financial education is something that you can easily, right, learn. I believe, like, when I tell people, right, if you want to invest in the stock market, number one, maybe like download CNBC, the app, download Yahoo Finance, you know, and then Robinhood. Robinhood is my favorite app to download. It's easy. If you haven't done stock investment before, just download Robinhood. There's a friend of mine where, like, I traveled, my kids and myself traveled to Houston, like back in June, right? So she and I was chatting. I said, "Hey, have you ever thought about investing in the stock market?" She said, "Oh, I don't know anything about it. It's so risky. I don't know how to get started." So, hey, just walking her through it. We downloaded Robinhood. Walk her through certain steps. Today, from June up to now, right? Every day she calls me, "Hey, what can I buy?" I would just give her my little 1 or 2 cents, because, like, I'm not a financial advisor. That's not my area. I'm not into investments. I'm in corporate finance, but I just love the stock market because it creates wealth. The stock market, it's risky though. Don't get me wrong. That if you follow it, it's a very, 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 very risky stuff. But I believe in life. The more risk, as they say, the more risk, the more reward. And every rich person in America, they are getting rich through the stock market. So download Robinhood. If you download the app Robinhood, it's easy. It's one of the easiest app to use. There are a lot of, I think, the investing platforms out there. A lot of one out there. You have Chat Swap, you have Robinhood, you have E-Trade. Some people like E-Trade. E-Trade is also easy to use, right? It's like E-Trade is very, very easy to use. So if you download E-Trade, but I personally love Robinhood. If you have never invested before, I love Robinhood. Download Robinhood. You can start with $25. Sometimes, just start with $25 a week. Maybe every Friday. You might say, $50 a week, $100 a week. You say, oh, you might think that's too much, right? It's not. Just start with a little. You don't need $1 million or $1,000 or $5,000, $10,000 to get started. You just need a little. But the key is to get started. Once you fall in love with that stuff, the sky's the limit. The sky is the limit, because it is that's where it's creating wealth in this country. All the rich people you see, when a rich person tells you I'm rich, they ain't got money sitting in a bank account. They ain't got 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 sitting in a bank account. So it's like, it is just, you know, them investing in the stock market. The other thing I would say, right, is a lot of people, for me personally, I don't like risky investments. I don't. I love to invest in companies or things that I can, I know, like, first of all, like, me investing in the stock market, right? Like, one of my favorite companies to invest in is Apple. I have an iPhone. I own an iPhone. Most of the things I do with Apple. So I have an iPhone. So I love to invest in Apple stocks. It might be expensive for a lot of people. Today, Apple ended at 235, right? It might be expensive for a lot of people. But Apple is not going anywhere. And the other thing I like about Apple, right? Apple pay dividends. So I love dividend stocks. So I'm investing in the stock market. I love dividend stocks because those stocks is like, when it go up, you give money. But every quarter they pay you, depending how many shares you own, right? They pay you dividends. So I love dividend stocks. I'm not so much into growth stocks. There are certain stocks they call them growth stocks where they do not pay dividend. I love dividend stocks. Dividend stocks has are companies where in like every quarter they pay you dividend. It's like U.S. Bank, right? Like even Apple right now, Apple dividend is 50. I think 50 cents per share. So I love dividend stock. I don't like risky investment, like cryptocurrency, all the kind of investment. Personally, I don't like those. Right? I love companies like Walmart. I like to invest in Walmart. Walmart is not going anywhere. Most of us here go to Walmart and shop at Walmart. Target, my favorite company. If you are in Minnesota, it's a company local to Minnesota. Best Buy. Best Buy is a company local to Minnesota. These are companies that are paying dividend, and things like that. So I don't, when I'm doing my investments, I personally do not, I don't like to go with risky investment. I have never invested in cryptocurrency since it came about. Mind you, a lot of people have made money out of cryptocurrency, Bitcoin or whatever. But I don't like risky investment. Any investment I don't understand, I don't like to get into it. I like to take my own time. It has benefited me over time, so that's what I like to focus on. So it's like, but for me, as I said, personally, I love investing in the stock market, and it's easy to go about it. I'm not telling you should jump into it. It's very risky, but to me, it's like it has benefited me over the years. Where I am in my life personally. Uh, it's like even though my background is in financial management, but it's not only that, right? It's just like once you are glued to the stock market, it's like the sky is the limit. As I said, the wealth that is created in this country, all the millionaires you hear about, it's through the stock market. Warren Buffett, it's through the stock market. Bill Gates, as I said, Mike Zuckerberg. So personally, my personal taste of investments is like, I invest in different stocks. My favorite right now is Nvidia. Mac. I love Apple. Apple is my all-time favorite. It's like you can never go wrong with Apple. It's expensive right now. It's 230. It's 235, but I like it. I also love Nvidia. If you are into AI, everything right now is AI. I was reading an article today like we are in a space where now this is the best time to be an investor. Imagine it's the best time. Right? I read an article in I think in Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs put an article out. It is the best time to be an investor. Imagine that because AI, everything we do right now is going to be AI. AI. One of my favorite AI stock right now, one of my favorite AI company is Nvidia. It's Nvidia. If you have not invested in Nvidia, don't sleep on that company, man. Everything. And AI is just getting started. AI is just getting started. It's going to blow up. It's going to be the thing. It's like so. Um, don't sleep on Nvidia. It's a company that I love very, very much. I'm not telling you go put your money there if you're not into. For me, I love risk. Life is a risk. We live life here every day. It's about risk. A lot of everything we do in life. When you get in your car to drive to go to work, you're taking a risk. When you go to bed at night, hey, who knows whether you're gonna wake up? So for me, I love risk, right? Or you're going on a plane to go to another country or go to another state, you're taking a risk. Life is a risk. The stock market is very risky, but where there's risk, there's reward. Wherever there's high risk, there's high reward. And sometimes, you might lose some, you will lose some. When comparing like investments, if you look at maybe the stock market or real estate, I personally prefer the stock market. For me, real estate, right, is like I'm a house owner, but I just became a house owner like a couple of years ago. Knowing what I know now, I will never invest in real estate if I have to do it again. I will stick to my stock investment. Because real estate to me, right, it's not really an investment. I think it's more of a liability, right? It's like a lot of people, they tell us it's an American dream. They tell us, it's building generational wealth. But suddenly we're in like you're paying mortgage every month, you're paying all the bills, anything spoiled in that house that you, man, sometimes, what I mean? Like, going through that when I look back, I did, knowing what I know now, as a house owner, I don't think that's where I could have put my money. But when you have family, though, sometimes it's necessary. So what I like to refer to as real estate, like personally for me, it's just my personal view. As a what it's a it's an emotional investment. You are emotionally right. You are vested into the house, and then you want to make your house look good. So you spend money on it. You don't want to be in a house that is maybe the roof is falling apart, or the house is not looking good. You want to keep your house looking good. So personally, to me, I feel like real estate is an emotional investment. It's good if you have family. My family love it. Kids love the house. Where we at. So it's like, um, but if I have to do it, if like owning it to make to tell you like at the end of the day that I'm gonna get my money out of it, I don't think so because when I look at my amortization statement every month, you know, it's like paying all this interest. I could have just take all my money and invest in the stock market by now. Maybe who knows? You know, it could have been a different story. So that's why personally I love to invest in the stock market. But don't get me wrong, it is very, 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 very risky. I'm not telling you get out today, go put your money in the stock market. But if you put your money there, to me, it have worked for me personally. It have worked for so many people. It's working for Elon Musk. It's working for Mark Zuckerberg. Henry, like all these millionaires and billionaires you hear about. That's how they are making their money. So, folks, I know in our community we feel like money conversations are boring conversation. We don't like to talk about money because that's a boring conversation. I just want to party. I just want to hang out. I just want to talk about different things. I just want to talk about relationship, yeah, we want business. We do those things year round, but the business owners out there, the producers out there, they are the one running our lives. We can't always in our community, immigrants, the blacks, we are consumers. In most cases, we are always a consumers. We need to develop that mentality. How can we be the producers? How can we build generational wealth? How can we build generational wealth in our community? Tomorrow, for God forbid, right, if I pass, what can I leave with my kids? Maybe not only the house, I don't want to leave them a mortgage, but maybe if I leave them some of the nice stock investments, oh gosh, maybe our dad left us something very, very good. So again, so every Friday we're gonna be here, bringing on guests. Next week, we're going to be having a guest that is in the travel agency. She own her own travel agency business. She's going to be telling us how she got started, where she's at, how she's making it. We need to highlight successful people, successful entrepreneurs, and things like that. So that's what the show is about. There's a community show, Cycle Podcast. We are doing great things. We are reaching larger audience. It's like most of us, Liberians, immigrants, who come here, we want to focus on Liberia, we want to focus maybe on Africa. If I can go build my house in Africa, there's a lot of money in Africa. When people tell me a lot of money in Africa, sometimes I say, oh wow, you want to leave a $29 trillion economy and go to an economy where in like everyone looking at you, right? It's like the poverty rate is so high. So man, you live in a country where in this the opportunities are endless. You just have to go and find it. It's like you have to have that consistency. You have to go about it. Right now, the stock markets are a record and they are predicting, whoever going to win the election, right? Let's assume the Republican win the election. Who knows? When Trump first won the election in 2016, the stock market was at 19,000. Boom. You know what I mean? It's like during his first term, it just went up. It just went up. So whoever going to win the election, who knows? Whether it's the Democrat or the Republican, who knows? The market watchers, those that follow the stock market closely, they say, there's room to grow, even though it's been growing. The Dow Jones went from what 19K today to 43,000. Okay, that's a lot of millionaires, billionaires it has created. So, folks, don't just sit on the sideline. Don't just sit on the sideline. So, oh, me, the stock market is so risky. The stock market is, I don't want to invest in it. You know, get in there, man. Get in there. You know, it's like for me, I said that's the, that's where I'm taking my risk. That's what I'm doing. I said it's like my favorite stocks right now is Nvidia. That's an AI stock. There's so many AI stock out there. Taiwan Semiconductor. That's one of the hard one too, right? Those are companies that are making the AI chips. Everything that runs like you know all those EV cars. Your phones. It's time like when you AI is going to what take over the whole world. That's the prediction. So it's like these companies are just going to keep growing and growing, growing, and making money. So I will encourage you if you have never thought about investing in stocks, I would say get in there, take a look at it. And one of the things we don't do in our community much, right, is that sometimes that maybe you want to do it, but I'm sorry. One thing I'm learning, the thing that make maybe the Caucasian folks or the white folks, more powerful than us, they combine their resources, right? Sometimes you call them like institutional investors, folks that just combine their resources, combine their money. and invest. Can we do that in our community? We do susu. If you're Liberian, you know what susu is. Wherein like we put money together every 2 weeks, maybe, or every month, we get a one person. Can we do investment? Can we do like a susu investment? You know, maybe 10 of us come together and say we'll put $200 together every month and buy stocks. One or two person manage it. Can we do that? We need to start creating wealth in this community. You know, because if you can't do it by yourself, right? It's like maybe your one is too hard. But why if you join with a group of friends? You put your money together. $50, maybe $50 a month. You'll start buying stocks 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 2 years from now. Who knows? Okay. You never know. As I said, when Facebook, they'll be there as a company, I think. When Facebook first went public as a public company, it was I think the stock market I think that stock price was like either $25 or in the 30s, right? Today, Facebook is worth 500, if I'm not mistaken, $585. Okay, that's what Facebook is worth. Imagine from 2013 or 2012 up to now, right? Let's just put your money together. Can we come together and do a susu, right? And put our money together and start maybe Nvidia today. Nvidia ended at 137. That's the that's the stock price today. So if you can do it by yourself, can you get a couple of friends together, maybe 10 of your friends together, five of your friends together, or your sister, three of your friends together, for you to, start something, If you don't know how to go about it, so this time is like, back in the day when you want to invest in the stock market, it was difficult. This time it's so easy. So much education out there. So much education out there. Just Google. How can I, I said, my favorite platform to use that I don't use that personally. I use Fidelity Investments, but Fidelity Investment is more sophisticated. If you have not invested before, if you are not, you know, into investing, if you are a novice or your first time, I won't advise using Fidelity Investment because it's it's a little bit sophisticated. But Robinhood is very, very easy. I think they made that platform so easy, like it's very, very easy to use. So folks, don't sit on the sidelines, man. It's like millionaires out there. Don't get me wrong, it's risky. I'm not telling you, I'm not a financial advisor, right? I'm not in investment, I'm in corporate finance. But I just love the stock market. And the reason I love it, number one, it keeps me grounded, it keeps me educated. Every day I know what's going on in the economy. I know, like, mortgage rates, right? The current folks that are looking to buy houses, the current 30-year fixed rate mortgage, the current interest rate on a fixed year 30 on a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, on a 30-year mortgage about, I think, 7.2%, right? Or 7.32%. Man, imagine you buy a house, you're paying that much interest, you know, to own a house and things like that. So I like to follow the stock market because I know everything going on in the economy. Everything. Okay. Every day, like I have CNBC download on my phone. By the time something happens, boom, CNBC alert me. I have Yahoo Finance. One of my favorite apps to use, Yahoo Finance. Right. So it's like if you start investing, I would say, right, you have to know what's going on in the economy. You have to know what's going on every day. Okay. You have to fall in love with financial news because all of us here, without money, we cannot live. But sometimes we overlook that. Oh, the money topic is so boring. I don't want to discuss it. I think it is very important that we have these conversations. We have these financial conversations because some of us are working 2, 3 jobs just to make ends meet. It's not even easy, especially in this country. It's not easy. It's not easy, right? But we are doing that. Are you okay? Also looking at other opportunities. I know it's hard to save. I don't believe so much wherein that you should put it cash in a bank account. I don't believe in that personally. I rather take my cash, put it in the stock market, or maybe like put it somewhere wherein that it can generate returns. You know, some folks like to see money, the cash in the bank account. I personally don't believe that because that cash is not it's not giving you any returns. Put money somewhere where it can work for you. You know, let your money work for you. Most of us in our community, we are working for the money, and the money is not working for us. Sometimes you might feel, oh, I'm making too little. No, take $25 and start. You know, in men they would like to say, right? It's like like little by little. You never know. Little by little will get you somewhere. So, folks, you know, when during the whole week we go through the hustle and bustle of life, Inner Cycle Podcast will come here at you Tuesdays and Thursdays, discuss social issues, discuss issues affecting our community. On Friday, we're going to come here, feature business leaders, feature immigrant entrepreneurs, you know, and just talk about topics, money topics. I know, as I said, I keep saying money to a lot of our folks is a boring topic. Folks don't like to discuss money in our community because it's a wow, boring topic. But wow, I rather discuss a boring topic like money because, hey man, give me money any day. Any day, give me money. I love money. As I said, I like to tell people around me, tell me like, what principles do you live by? I live by five principles. One of the top one is finance, right? It's like I said, I like to save my faith, my family, my finance. I love my friends, and here I love to have fun. Okay, those are the five principles I live by. You see, right there, right in the middle, right there, it's money, which is finance. Because without it, you can't get anywhere. Everything you do, your car, your house, or if you're renting, wherever you have to pay your rent every month, especially in this country. You have to pay your mortgage every month. You have to put, you know, gas in your car. So money is a very, very important topic, and we need to learn not just us working for the money, but we need to learn for our money to work for us. Our money needs to work for us. That's a mindset, right? And not just you working for the money. When your money is working for you, life is so fun. You can travel, your money will be working for you. Let's assume, like, at one point, NVIDIA, right? The AI stock I just talked about. At one point, NVIDIA was at $99. Today, NVIDIA is at 137, right? That's what they call, if you are going to buy NVIDIA at a stock at a price of $99 and today is 137, that's your money working. That's your money working for you. It's not you working for your money. By you going on the clock, don't get me wrong, I'm an employee as well. I go to work every day. But I feel like having that option to also do that, invest. If they have an opportunity to establish a business, go for it. Life is a risk. you know don't sit there and say, oh, it's too early to start. A couple of my guests on here on Fridays have said it. you know I don't know where to start from. Oh, I don't have the money. Just go for it, man. Just get started. Find something that you feel passionate about. For me, my passion, first and foremost, is investing. As I keep saying, it's investing in the stock market. That's my passion. That's what I love to do. I'm a day trader. Every day I say is like, even when I go to work, the first thing I check, the market, Minnesota time, the market open at 8:30, right? Central time, the market open at 8:30. So the first thing I check, by the time we go in the morning, first thing I check, boom, I open I open the Federated app and see, God, how's my portfolio doing? You know, Once the market open at 8:30, I check how's my portfolio doing. God, how's Apple doing? One of my favorite stock. How's Nvidia doing? One of my favorite. How's I have West Fargo. Those are stocks. I said West, like, I invest all these companies I'm telling you about, right? They all pay dividend. I love safe investments. I don't like to invest in companies I don't know. I like to invest companies that I know well. I know that they're not going anywhere. One of my favorite companies as well is ExxonMobil. It's an oil company. If you buy gasoline around here, things like that. ExxonMobil, that's one of my favorite companies. These companies are not going anywhere. Chevron, it's a great company. It's an oil company. These companies are not going anywhere. But one thing I like about them, they pay good dividend. They have very, very good dividend. So you have companies that are, that stock price might go up, but at the same time, every 3 months they pay you money. You know, Depending, like, if the if it's 50 cents per share, if the dividend, there are some companies, right? That dividend is 50 cents per share. If you own 1,000 shares or 100 shares of that company, for each share you own, they pay you like 50 cent dividend every month, every 3 months. That's the money that they are giving you. Okay, so to me, that's my passion. Every morning I wake up, I check, I check the stock market. I see what is the market doing, what is going on. With the election right now, the market like kind of a fluctuating, right? Because trying to see who's going to, if the Republicans win, there are a lot of possibilities that might be tax advantages. The economy might boom and things like that. So it's like the market is just right now it's in fluctuation mode. It's keep fluctuation back and forth and things like that. But personally, that's my passion. I love to invest in the stock market. Every morning I wake up, and that's what I want to leave with my kids. Right? It's like to have once you are passionate about that, everything else I do, that's one of my passion. I just love it. I just love to do it. I just every morning I wake up, that's the first thing I check. You know, it's like Monday morning, want to know what's going on. Every day, CNBC, Yahoo Finance, I'm checking them. I'm reading Yahoo Finance every day. The Wall Street Journal, I read the Wall Street Journal a lot. A lot of great stories beyond there. It just keeps you informed. It keeps you what's going on. Sometimes a lot of right now with AI becoming so big, there are a lot of things happening with AI. There are a lot of startup companies coming up. If you just into what the financial news, right, you will learn so much. Sometimes you get ahead of some of these things, right? So I would say, folks, our community will focus so much on the entertainers, will focus so much on the party, will focus so much on the gossip, will focus so much on the man woman business. We don't discuss finance a lot. We don't discuss business a lot. We don't highlight business leaders. It's important how we highlight entrepreneurs, especially immigrant entrepreneurs, especially folks that are making a difference in our community. You know, my hope and prayer is as we have established this platform to interview a Liberian millionaire one day, right? Who's just doing his thing. Maybe he's an investor in the stock market. Maybe he's investing. Maybe he has his own business here in the United States. I'm not talking about a Liberian African millionaire in Africa. I'm talking about an immigrant millionaire from Africa who's doing his thing here in Africa. I mean, in America. That's the kind of person maybe I want to interview one day. Because sometimes when you look at folks like that, they inspire you, right? Maybe the person came from nowhere, came from Africa, you know. It wasn't easy, right? Most of us come from Africa. My first job was housekeeping. My first ever job in America was housekeeping, you know. But we all have these stories, right? We need to highlight success stories in our community. We need to highlight the trailblazers, the entrepreneurs, the business leaders, you know, not the folks making noise on Facebook. If you're just making noise on Facebook and you don't own Facebook stock, personally, I don't know whatever you're doing right. It's like because the more noise you make on Facebook, what you're doing is making Mark Zuckerberg rich, right? So if you are making that much noise on Facebook, I will encourage you. Even though Facebook stock right now is in the 500, you might not be able to afford it, but you can probably pull some of your friends together and you'll get invest in Facebook stock, right? So if you are making noise out there on Facebook all the time and you're not investing in Facebook stock, you're just making Mark Zuckerberg, who, by the way, as of last week, is the second richest man in the world. Mark Zuckerberg, after Elon Musk, is the second richest man in the world because Facebook stock just keep boom, 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 just keep going up. So, folks, that's what it is. Inner Circle Podcast. We are coming at you to create a community show, to create a platform wherein that we can educate one another, we can help one another out to get to that next level. As I said, we are here every Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then Friday, mainly, as I said, it's going to be business topics. It's going to be finance topics. If you know someone, successful business person, immigrant business person, immigrant entrepreneur that you like to come on this show to just explain that journey, to just educate our audience, to just educate us, we love those. We love that. Like so, I encourage you to reach out to us. That is what this platform is about. To have these conversations. On Fridays, that's what we're going to be having. Last week we talked to the CEO or the owner of Holistic Bajindeya. The week before then, we talked to to healthcare entrepreneurs and things like that. So next week, Friday, we're gonna be talking to a lady who owns her own travel agency. She's doing well, she's doing great. She's gonna be explaining her journey. And that's what Friday is gonna be all about. Our journey, our success stories. We need to highlight those most in our community. So for me, it's dear to my heart. I feel as much as I love everything else, but business, success, I love to celebrate successful people, genuine successful people, folks, right? It's like when a rich man or a rich person, you know, all my time in America, when a rich person walk here by you, sometimes you won't know. But you only know when they tell you, hey man, I own this company or I own this or I own that. Most of the time in our community, we feel maybe the person who's driving the Range Rover is the most successful person. The person who's driving that BMW is the most successful person. Now, not to take anything away from that person, but I just feel like if you own a business, maybe you're investing in the stock market, maybe you're investing in real estate, or whatever you're doing out there, right? To to make you successful. We want to highlight those success stories because that is not done in our community more. It's just about, as I said, somebody, maybe two folks cussing each other on Facebook about man, woman business, all the other negative stories, all the negativity going on in our community. So every Friday we're going to be here at you, just highlighting entrepreneurs. So the next couple of weeks, as I said, beginning with Friday, we'll have a local entrepreneur. She have her own travel agency. She's going to be telling us how she got started. You know what it is right now, what got her where she is. How is she coping with a story and things like that. So those are the things we're going to be discussing. So, folks, if you also want to appear on this show, there is a community show. If you have a story to share, especially on Fridays, where, as I said, we want to focus on entrepreneurs, on business leaders, on those immigrants that just give me a, hey, you come here, you establish your business, and you're doing well. Those are the things we want to focus on. Personally, I do not own business. What I mean? As I say, it's like the only thing I'm doing right now is investing in the stock market. I'm a day trader. That's how I call myself. I'm a day trader. Okay, don't get me wrong. I lose money. I win some. Someday, that's what life is, right? You win some, you lose some. But if you invest in the stock market, 9 out of 10 you'll win. But you gotta be patient though. Do not follow the news cycle. There are days where they say, hey, the stock market drop by way. Don't follow that. Don't listen to that. That's just because that's what life as a whole, right? Is ups and downs. And that's how the stock market is. I personally, a lot of people will tell you, oh, it's so risky. But man, I would take that risk any day. I would take that risk any day, to invest in the stock market because personally to me, I said it had benefited me. When I first graduated from college back in 2006, if I was just going to stick with the stock market, I would tell nobody. To be honest with you, I was by now I'm a what multi-millionaire because when I graduated from college in 2006, okay, right after that 2007 we had a huge reception. 2000, the housing market crashed in 2007. 2008. And since then it's like the the Dow Jones Industrial back then was at 9,000. Okay, in 2006, it's like after the housing crash, after the housing market crash in 2007, the market went all the way down. The market went all the way down. 2008, Barack Obama became president. Things started going up little by little, little by little, little by little, little by little, little by little. Okay, little by little. 18 years later, imagine 18 years later, okay, stock market is from what? From 9,000. When Barack Obama took over from 9,000. Today it's at 43,000. That's what the Dow Jones Industrial is. That is huge. Huge, huge, huge. If I was going to just stick to the market from that time up to now, I could have been a multi-millionaire, right? But those are, I tell 'em, that's where to me, my kids that I have right now, that's what I'm going to push them, right? Yes, I want them to go to high school, go to college, get their education. But the one thing, the one lesson I want to leave with them, do not sleep on the stock market. Learn about it as much as you can. Get as much as you can, right? From the stock market. Take your financial education seriously. And sometimes, yes, you might go to school for it, but it's not so much that, right? We live in a world right now where you can educate yourself. So much resources out there, so much self-learning materials out there. You can basically educate yourself, you know, with all the resources out there. If you want to invest in the stock market, so many, as I said. One of my favorite is Yahoo Finance. That's an app. You just go somewhere, just read. You know, the Wall Street Journal is a paid subscription, so if you're not willing to go that route, yeah. But CNBC is free. Just download CNBC. You know, but we need to educate ourselves, man. We need to create generational wealth in this community. We can't just be working year round. Okay. And if you have a 401k as well, obviously, yeah, you're getting on there. But for me, right, I have my 401k, but I also just like to, as I said, I love risk. I like to invest my own money sometimes. I just like to take my own money and invest it, right? So I take my own little cash, right? I started small, $25, $50, you know, just put it out there. The two easiest app to use, or the two easiest platform, again, is Robinhood and E-Trade. Robinhood and E-Trade are very easy to use. I use Fidelity Invest. Personally, I use Fidelity Investments because I have been doing it for so long. Since 2006, I've been investing in the stock market. So it's like, my level of understanding, is greater than most folks. But anybody can be an investor. Anybody. And folks will tell you, so I'm not sitting here telling you that it's not a risk. It's a huge, huge risk. But mind you, wherever there's risk, wherever there's high risk, there's high reward. You you can, maybe that you take 1,000 and invested down there, you can lose everything. It's a possibility, you know. But there's also a possibility you can take that $1,000 and triple it and quadruple it. You know, at one point, Tesla, the company that Elon Musk owned, during COVID, Tesla stock went from 200, almost like 2,000 plus. 2,000 plus. The only reason why Tesla stock came down a few times because they had a split. They had, I think, 10 to 1 split, meaning that the stock price was so high, they wanted, it's like a lot of folks couldn't afford it anymore. You have to be ready. You have to be loaded to afford it. So they decided, you know what? The stock price is too high, so they'll have a split. The same way with Nvidia. Nvidia at one point it was 1,004. Okay, a lot of folks couldn't afford anymore. So the reason why Nvidia is at 137 because they had a split. They had a 10 to 1 split. So the stock market, so that very stock or these very stock can become cheaper for what? Or for retail investor, which is you and I. Me, I'm a day trader called retail investor, so we can be able to afford it. But sometimes when these stock prices get so high, the only people that can afford it are the institutional investors. You and I, the laymen, who cannot afford it. So for them to make it affordable to us, they would do those splits so that it can become a little bit cheaper. So folks, you know, um, it is what it is, right? It's like we need to build generational wealth in our community. As Black folks, we can't always be complaining, oh, racism, this, that. We need to improve our financial situation. I know most of us work so hard, we work 2 jobs, work 3 jobs just to make ends meet. But while you are doing that as well, just take the little $25, $50 and start putting it somewhere. I'm not telling you to go put it into a bank account, just to sit there. Cash is not my thing. Right? A lot of people will tell you, those that are into investment, cash, uh, put it somewhere where that money can be working for you. Someday you might well lose some, you might gain some. But the key is you putting your money somewhere where your money can work for you. If there's anything you want to take away from this show today is stop working for your money. Let your money work for you. Let us create that mindset. There's so many ways in America your money can work for you. A lot of folks are doing it. Some folks, man, it's like In the morning, they don't even have to wake up. Because guess what? They're sleeping. Why is like maybe the ATM printing money for them, right? The ATM printing money for them, but they still have to work. When they think about, successful people, I would say the Mark Zuckerberg, the Elon Musk, or or the local, entrepreneur. There's like the more money they make, the more money they want to make. So they don't even sleep. It's like they just want to keep going, keep going, keep going. That's what sometimes like success does for you. Success gives you that motivation to just keep pushing. It's no dull moment. You just want to keep pushing every day, every day. You just want to keep pushing. So that's what this show is gonna be doing every Friday. It's gonna highlight entrepreneurs. Gonna be today mainly like the focus on like telling people what I love, which is the stock market. I will encourage you, to get in there. I do not love risky investment. I have never invested in crypto. Never. Same Bitcoin came, never touch it. Because I don't understand it, right? Is I don't understand Bitcoin. Obviously, that's the future. Cryptocurrency is the future, right? It's like those are things. It's obviously going to become mainstream one day, but I have never gotten into that. I just love to invest in companies that I know Walmart not going anywhere. Target will always shop at Target for the longest. Walmart not going anywhere. And Walmart is a dividend stock. So I like to invest in companies that are here and that are here to stay. Okay. Apple is one of my favorite. Nvidia is one of my favorite. Okay. So it's like I'm not telling you when you go out, it's like again, the investment that I make, I like to invest in dividend stocks that are it's a different. It's dividend stocks, they are growth stocks. A lot of especially technology companies, a lot of them are growth stocks, wherein like the only way you make money when that stock price go up. If that stock price is stagnant or it's going down, you're not going to make your money. But a dividend stock, whether it go up or go down every 3 months, depending on whatever dividend they are paying, they're going to put money in your account, meaning your brokerage account. Okay, they're going to pay you for owning their stock. Whatever profit they make, they're going to share it with you every 3 months. So that's why to me I love dividend stock because they feel like, hey, by me investing in our company, like every 3 months they gotta give me something for me investing in there. So that's the kind of what I love safe investment. Don't get they're also risky because they go up and come down. But the reason I love about them is because imagine, right, is that at one point I used to own a lot of Target stocks because that was my favorite stock. And Target has great dividend. Every 3 months it's like, you know, I mean, sometimes when I see how much Target was paying me dividend, I say, "Oh wow!" I mean, this stuff is very good because Target is a local. If you're in Minnesota, Target is a local company. I think that stock price is about 150 something right now. But Target has very good dividend, man. Target dividend is so good. Same with Walmart. Walmart has very good dividend as well. But we all here we're shopping at Walmart, we're shopping at Target. Why not own those stocks? Own something, right? The reason why I own Apple because I have an iPhone. Okay, something that you own, right? Is like if you already giving the company money, why not maybe like buy their stock and just you already have a vested interest. That's what I say. You already have a vested interest in the company, so have a piece of it. So you become more closer to it. So that's why I've always loved Apple because I'm an iPhone owner, so I invest in Apple. I love to shop at Target, so I have a Target stock. Nvidia is like they make AI chips that is in like everything, right? All these self-driving cars, all these EV cars, and that's why I love that and things like that. So, folks, thanks for listening here today. It's been a great show. Just telling you what Friday is going to be about for the last 3 weeks. We have had a couple of local entrepreneurs here, just educating us about their experience. And today I just came here to tell you, right? We're going to be talking more about these topics: finance, money, and business. Money topic, as I said, is very boring in our community. So a lot of folks don't like to talk about it. But every Friday, that's what this show is going to be highlighting. We're going to be bringing folks on here to, share their experience with us, share how they got to where they are, and just educate us. maybe like what one of the thing we'll do, right, is like because as I said, my passion is investing in the stock market. We'll bring an expert here, right, to educate you. I am not an investment advisor, right? I'm in corporate finance. Finance, I have a background in finance, but I'm in corporate finance. I'm not an investment advisor. But we'll bring someone in here, to just educate us about the stock market. If you want to get started, how to get started, and how to educate you. So, folks, thank you so much for tuning in today. It's been a great show. Thank you for listening to this. We hope to see you Tuesday. Tuesday is going to be a great topic. And next week, Friday, we're going to have a local business owner on here, uh, entrepreneur, telling us about her travel agency. So with that, thank you so much and have a good night.
In a Circle podcast where hearts unite, sharing our truths, bringing hope to the light. Community strong, we're never alone. Together as one, we've created a home. So join the conversation, let's set the tone. In a Circle podcast where love is well known.